Hi, Rick here from the Minnesota Land Rover Club, not representing the Land Rover Club, but rather speaking on my own behalf about my own experience with my 2010 Range Rover Supercharged with winch and trying to put a Yakima roof rack on it. Not very intuitive after all. I'm doing this because I made so many mistakes doing it, I was hoping that nobody would have to repeat them. You start off with a long roof area. I'm putting on the third because I've got to put the easy on the roof and it needs 3 bars for the load. So the roof comes with a slot like this in the roof, and this is a little plastic door. You put a screwdriver in, flip it up like this, and it hinges open. Once it's open, you stand up the edge of it and it exposes what now is a hole. More like this, where there is some paint at the edge that you have to flake away with something like a utility blade to get to the center core. And when I saw this, there's no way that the 35mm M8 bolt was going to be able to fit into this hole. This is what was recommended on the website, and I thought, this is ridiculous. How does it's not going to go in there. And then I realized there was something that was already in there protecting the threads. So I started picking at it with a knife or whatever, and it turns out I was finally able to get that bit out. It's metal. I used an extractor like this, reverse threaded so that it came out, and then when it got close to the edge, I used a good old bad Phillips head screwdriver to get it the rest of the way out. Turns out once it's out, it's very easily done with a hex wrench. Ta-da! Hex wrench fits right into the top. Spinny, spinny, spin, 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 spin. Looky all the threads. Golly, that's long. Okay, keep spinny, 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 spinny threads. And then this little bugger comes out. Look at that. That was the thing in there protecting the threads ever since it was factory painted as a unibody. Amazing. The next thing I had to find out was putting on this landing pad. This is the landing pad from Yakima. This is the 22. It goes on the newer version of the L322. This is the flat type base that goes on it, not the one with the cutout in it. So you have the flat type base. On the top there's some arrows. They're pointing outward, not inward toward the sunroof. So you have this beast. It goes on top of here. That little door fits in the empty space underneath. No problem. But then when you start screwing in this bolt with this washer on it, it won't bite. It won't nibble and bite. So I took off one of the ones that have been there for, I don't know how long, I've just got this thing, and it seems to bite very easy and freely. So I took off the washer, put it in without the washer, bolted it in, and with some downward pressure, it was able to bite. So I left it overnight with this in and it pushing down, expecting that this silicone or rubber or whatever this is made out of will start to train itself to be a little bit flatter and press into the surface of the roof body. And now I expect that I'll be able to drop this in with the washer on it, tighten it up only to the specs in the book. If you tighten it up too much, it turns out that these little edges here start to pull in. I mean, you can imagine this pushes down, these would start pulling in, and then you can't fit in the bar, the Skyline roof rack. So I hope this makes it easier for you than it was for me.